Evan, investigators say the two men were sitting inside of a car when the suspect drove up and shot through the window. Yes, Jessica, days turning into a second week now for people here who don't have power. We've seen about 24 crews here in the village working on these powers, and you can see right over there, there is actually a crew member up on that power line. We're at the Skyview Mobile Home Park here in El Reno, which is practically unrecognizable here. I want you to take a look. That is actually a car dealership in the distance there. Over here to the right is that trailer park, which is unrecognizable. We're not able to get back there because there are first responders who are still trying to see if there's anything that they need to recover from here. Also, if you come over here too, this is a hotel. We're told the victim was shot twice in his face when he crashed through the master bedroom of this apartment, which is now boarded up. You can see here the headboard is outside of the apartment. Well, Evan, this was the governor's first in-person news conference since recovering from COVID-19, and in that conference he didn't wear a mask, and when I asked him why,
well, we all are. How are you? Why are you not wearing a mask today?
Well, I've already had COVID.
Yes, and the restaurant does have a sign on the door that says no handguns, but the customer brought one in and left it by mistake. Del City police say the woman, possibly in her 30s, was hit as she was crossing the street here near Southeast 44th and Sooner. The city of Edmond tells me the water levels here at Lake Arcadia are 11.5 feet above normal. Right over here you can see the water is covering what used to be the parking lot. Those teachers getting off the bus, taking their science class to the driveway. Patrina Adger with KOCO 5 News. My photographer Brian Dixon there in the back. We are in Clinton, Oklahoma, covering this very historic event here. Boy, is it cold in Clinton, Oklahoma. It's 7 degrees, but that's not counting the wind chill. Well, power may be on at your home, so it may be hard to believe that tens of thousands of Oklahomans are still in the dark tonight. Maybe longer. Happening now, a historic day in Oklahoma. For the first time, liquor stores are open on Sundays. Yes, I'm told 17-year-old Eric Ortega is the only survivor of that deadly crash. Yes, Evan and Jessica, as you mentioned, that 3-year-old child was, we were told by police, accidentally shot here in the torso in a home here that you see here behind me. That area is just now being taped off. But we were told that that child moments later has died. Now, we are told at this point that it is an accidental shooting. Whether that child shot themselves or someone shot them, we're waiting to find that out. Now, a 911 call came in this afternoon. Police arrived to find that child injured. They don't know the gender of the child at this time. That little one was rushed to a hospital in critical condition. But as we told you moments ago, that child pronounced dead.
Statements by some of the witnesses lead us to believe that this might have been an accidental where a gun was found inside the house and they were playing with the gun.
And police tell us that they are interviewing witnesses at this time. The witnesses appear to be family members who say that the gun was in the house. Now, they do know that right now the police tell us that there were several children inside the house, but they don't know if there were any other adults in the house, if there were any adults in the house. So that's why they are investigating right now, and they're talking to witnesses to find out exactly what happened. But again, police tell us this appears to be an accidental shooting. Police are still asking a lot of questions, as we are. Is this a little boy or a girl? Again, if there were any adults in the home when this happened. So again, the 3-year-old child has died in this home. As soon as we get more information, we will bring it to you live and on our KOCO mobile app. For now, reporting live from Northeast 30th and MLK tonight, Patrina Adger, KOCO 5 News. I did, and there was a lot of emotion beforehand, not knowing what was actually going to be said. Is it going to be guilty? Is it going to be a not guilty verdict? Just a lot about how they're going to react once that verdict came down. And again, Derek Chauvin guilty on all 3 counts. The local activist did want to see a first-degree murder charge, but again, those counts. But here's the reaction to what happened.
George Floyd was tried, convicted, and received the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? And but this trial was for his murderer, and I'm just happy that that you know he's getting some justice for what happened to him.
We didn't think that we were going to receive justice today, and I knew that even even if we did, we as Black America are in mourning because a man's life was lost, and so that's just why I was silent. I'm very happy.
So when that verdict came down, there was silence in the room as each count was read. They were just silent because they said they are still mourning the loss of George Floyd. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we're going to have more reaction from those activists, including what they think a sentencing should be for Derek Chauvin. We're live from the Northeast Side tonight. Patrina, Adger, KOCO 5 News. Well, Jessica, Darrell Walker has lived in this Midwest City neighborhood for 40 years and says these stop signs were put here to slow down speeders, but his cameras are showing that it's not working.
I'm afraid that someone gonna get hurt real bad or someone gonna get killed.
Darrell Walker says he's had enough of drivers speeding through his neighborhood and ignoring the stop sign.
They would drive through here just like this car in particular. Just ran the stop sign. This happens every day.
He says his home surveillance cameras constantly catching drivers blowing through the signs all day, every day. One driver nearly hitting his wife's car as she was pulling into the driveway Monday, then bypasses the sign. Since the signs were put up 8 months ago, he believes the problem's gotten worse.
Most of the people that was traveling through the neighborhood was traveling more than 25 miles per hour.
He says the city has contemplated putting in speed bumps or cushions, similar to the ones in this neighborhood in the Village.
They said that the speed bumps do a lot of damage to people's cars if they cross over them, but if they drive in the speed limit, I don't see where that would damage the vehicle at all.
And Darrell says he wants more patrol in this area. We reached out to the city, Midwest City, and we also reached out to the police chief. Now, the city tells us that they're not ignoring this issue. They tried to mitigate this issue, actually, by putting in those stop signs, and we're waiting to hear back from the chief on what he wants to do. Reporting live tonight, Patrina, Adger, KOCO 5 News. Only the survivors and the descendants of the Tulsa Race Massacre are allowed entry inside of the Greenwood Rising Center today as it opens to the public for the first time.
Friend of the enemy, sing out what you believe.
Hundreds of people from all races, ages, and walks of life descending on this spot in the Greenwood district where 100 years ago, buildings here in the heart of Black Wall Street were still smoldering, and lives were changed forever.
And they came to this place, and through the ashes, they rebuilt.
2 children part of the ribbon cutting and the next generation to learn of what happened here with the opening of the Greenwood Rising History Center.
When I saw the museum, it really made me feel warm and wonderful.
91-year-old Teresa Davis Scott, the daughter of Rosa Davis, a survivor.
She told me when they had to leave their house because my daddy said to her one morning, something is fixing to happen. And people kind of laughed at him, like, you're no fortune teller. But he was right. Something did happen.
Teresa now thankful her parents' stories and countless others won't be forgotten.
And when I went farther inside and saw the picture of the massacre, it just brought my mother closer to me, and my daddy also.
Patrina, Adger, KOCO 5 News. It's lunchtime at Prairie Vale Elementary. Cafeteria manager YANET Villamontes Lopez and her team preparing chicken nuggets for these little ones. An immigrant from Cuba, YANET moving from Houston a few years ago with her family for better job opportunities.
When I was a child, I had a dream, like say Martin Luther King, right? My dream was come here to this great country.
One dream fulfilled Monday. YANET passing her test to become a U.S. citizen. The children lining the hallways to celebrate her big accomplishment.
All the students give me hug. USA was exciting. I was crying like a baby, and the teacher were crying.
YANET, not the only one passing the test, but her whole family, including her husband and 3 children, ages 17 to 28.
I know everything about United States, Constitution, President, everything. It's amazing. I know. I learn a lot of history because I love this country.
She is just a joy to have on my staff.
Principal Michelle Anderson says watching these kids cheer for the woman who cares so much about them brought tears to her eyes.
I was crying, she was crying, all the teachers were crying, and we were just so proud of her. And I think it means more to us than anyone because she's part of our family.
YANET encouraging everyone to go after their dream, no matter how hard it may be. At Prairievale Elementary in Edmond, Patrina Adger,